Let us start. Kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kamame bante buri panya tathagata kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kamame dhamma sanditika akalika kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kamame sangha supatipanna anuttara sadhu sadhu sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Tisarana kamanang paripunang panatipata veramani sikkapadang samadhiyami. Adina dana veramani sikkapadang samadhiyami. Abrahmacharya veramani sikkapadang samadhiyami. Musawada veramani sikkapadang samadhiyami. Surameraya majapamadatthana veramani sikkapadang samadhiyami. Vikala bhojana veramani sikkapadang samadhiyami. Nacha Gita Vadita Visuka Dasana Malakanda Vilepana Dharana Mandana Vibhusanatthana Veramani sikkapadang samadhiyami. Uchasayana Mahasayana Veramani Sikkapadang Samadhiyami Idang me silang Magapala Jnanasa Pachayo Hotu Appamadena Sampadeta Sa. All right. Let us start with a new guided meditation. Now we'll start with Karuna, compassion. Now, when we do compassion, compassion is directed to the suffering of beings, oneself, or also towards others. We are looking into the suffering of the beings. As much as beings may be happy or whether they are sick, our job is to radiate the karuna to them, to wish them to be free from whatever suffering that they are going through. Whereas on metta, we are wishing for their well-being, whether they are sick or whether they are happy or whether they are whatever they are, then metta is for their well-being. But for karuna, we are looking into the suffering of beings. So the focus is on the suffering. And then we bring about to radiate the karuna towards them. The words may be similar like metta, but here our heart is towards to wish them to be free from all their suffering, whatever suffering that they're going through. Okay? All right. Okay, let us start. Now we sit here, relax. We keep the mind open, calm and peaceful. Let go of all the Vipassana objects and just keep the mind present. All the tiredness, all the tension, we imagine that is going out from the body. Let the body be well, relax. So relax on top of the head. Relax the forehead, the face, neck and shoulders, chest, stomach area, spine, the back, towards the hips, buttocks, thighs, knees, calves, ankles, soles, toes. So relax the whole body and keep the mind calm, peaceful, and alert. Now let us start with imagination. Let us imagine that we are in hospital ward. Inside the ward, we see many patients of whatever suffering that they're going through. While we are standing there, then we wish them to be free from all their suffering. Whatever suffering they're going through, may they be free from all this suffering. Now let us come back to oneself. Let us come back to oneself. Whatever mental suffering I'm going through right now, in the present, may I be free from all this suffering. I'm free from anger, free from tension, free from anxiety, and so on. And whatever physical suffering I'm going through, may I be free from all this suffering. Whatever tightness or tension of the body, whatever sickness, illness that I'm going through, may I be free from all this illness. May I too be free from all the sufferings that I go through in my daily life, through my cause of my work, family, and so on. And whatever suffering due to the nature of the cycle of birth and rebirth, may I too be free from all this suffering. Whatever suffering I'm going through, may I be free from all this suffering. Whatever physical suffering, physical pain that I'm going through, may I too be free from all these physical pain, sufferings. And whatever suffering I go through in my daily life, may I too be free from all this suffering. And whatever suffering I go through due to the nature of birth and rebirth, due to old age, due to sickness or death, and rebirth again, may I too be free from all this suffering. Now let us expand our compassion. Let us expand our compassion to the people or beings around us, to the monks and nuns, to the yogis here, to the volunteers, helpers, workers, to the guardian devas of the center, to other devas around here, to all the petas and all the animals around here, big or small, seen or unseen. Whatever mental suffering they are going through, may they be free from all their mental suffering. Whatever fear, anxiety, anger, and so on, may they be free from all their sufferings. Whatever physical pain they are going through, whatever sickness, illness, aches, may they all be free from all this suffering. And whatever suffering they go through in their daily life, whatever suffering they go through in their daily lives, may they be free from all their suffering. And whatever suffering they go through due to the nature of samsara, may they too be free from all their suffering. May all beings here, whatever mental suffering they're going through, may they be free from all their suffering. Whatever physical pain they're going through, may they be free from all their sufferings. And whatever suffering they go through from their daily lives, may they too be free from all their sufferings. Whatever suffering they go through due to the cause of birth and rebirth, may they too be free from all their sufferings. Now let us expand further. Let us reach out our compassion to all the beings in this country. May they be humans or non-humans, devas or petas, animals big or small, far or near, seen or unseen. Whatever mental suffering they're going through, may they be free from all their sufferings. Whatever physical pain they're going through, May they too be free from all their physical pain. And whatever suffering they go through from day to day, may they too be free from all this suffering. May they too be free from all the suffering due to the nature of birth and rebirth. May all beings in this country, whatever mental suffering they're going through, may they be free from all their suffering. Whatever physical pain they're going through, may they too be free from all their sufferings. And whatever suffering due to the cause, due to the nature of birth and rebirth, may they too be free from all their sufferings. Now let us expand further. Let us expand, reaching out our compassion to all the beings in this whole world. May they be our loved ones, near or far away, or to the people whom we do not know wherever they are. Or to those whom we dislike or those who dislike us. To all the devas, to all the guardian devas of the sasana, to all other devas residing in this world, to all the petas, and to all the animals, big or small, seen or unseen, far or near. Whatever, may all beings in this world, whatever mental suffering they're going through, may they be free from all the sufferings. Whatever anxiety, depression, fear, jealousy, may they be free from all their mental suffering. Whatever physical pain they are going through, sickness or illness, aches and pains, may they too be free from all these sufferings. May all beings in this world able to live with kindness and compassion, and not in cruelty or violence. May all beings, whatever suffering they go through from day to day, searching for food, going through their work, family, striving, may they too be free from all this suffering. Whatever suffering they go through, due to the nature of samsara, may they too be free from all this suffering. Now let us expand further. Let us expand our compassion without boundary, without limitation, reaching out to all beings in this universe or universes, to all the beings from the highest planes of existence down to the lowest planes of existence. To all the beings on all the world systems. May all beings without exception, whatever mental suffering they're going through, may they be free from all this suffering. Whatever physical pain they're going through, may they too be free from all their pains. Whatever suffering they go through from day to day, may they too be free from all this suffering. And whatever suffering they go through due to the nature of samsara, may they too be free from all this suffering. Whatever suffering they're going through, may they be free from all their suffering. Whatever physical suffering, physical pain they're going through, may they be free from all their pains. May all the suffering ones be suffering free. May all the suffering ones be suffering free. May all beings be free from all forms of suffering. May all beings be free from all forms of suffering. And we slowly let go of the compassion. Let go of the compassion. Bring the mind back to the present. Feel the sensation. Feel the rise and fall. Be right here in the present. And then we slowly open our eyes. Okay. So on Tuesday, we were talking about the different types of joy, different types of piti. There are these goosebumps, minor joy. This momentary joy, wave-like joy, uplifting joy, pervading joy. The different types of joy. All their characteristic is the same. It's just different way of presentation. Sometimes stronger, sometimes less. Whichever the joy is there, this time, as I said, don't get attached to it. Once you get attached to it, they can be very pleasant, very nice. And so nice that sometimes the yogis keep wanting it, desiring it, and gripping upon it. They want it to happen again and again. Every sitting, they sit down, they look for that first. Where is the joy? Where is that sensation? Because it feels good. Because it feels good, of course, all the physical suffering and all the tiredness and everything gone. Due to the nature of joy, because it's refreshing the mind and body. It gives you the thrill. It gives you the elation of the mind. Therefore, all your tiredness very much gone. And these things, as I said, if the yogis are not careful, then very easily the yogis get caught into this joy. Usually this joy, more yogis get caught into it comparatively to the feelings part. The feelings because it comes up in the yogis less often. The joy comes up more often in more yogis. But the pleasant feelings one, this one, as I said, a very pure state of pleasant feelings. And the pleasant feelings can be even more refined, more subtle, comparatively to this joy or cocoon-like joy or pervading joy or uplifting joy. Even in the text it mentioned, the commentaries, the Visuddhimagga mentioned that the joy is like a traveler in a desert. A traveler in the desert. Thirsty. Then after a while, he sees a oasis. Oasis means water is in the middle, in the desert. But of course, this one is not a mirage. Sometimes in the desert, you see all kinds of things. It's all because of the heat and so on. But this one is real, let's say. So he sees an oasis, then the water is there. So the excitement and running there, that is the joy. So when he's drinking the water and get the sense of quenching the thirst, and then when the thirst disappears, then he feels pleasant. Something like that. So that's why as I said, there are two different things, but one is more refined, one is more subtle. So even in the coming into the practice, in the Vipassana practice, or even Samatha practice, this type of joy or pleasant feelings, they come in. But usually not in the beginning, especially for Vipassana meditator. Usually later. Once in a while it may come in, but usually not in the beginning. If the yogi do it do the Vipassana properly. That means they pay attention, they note, they walk, they sit. Usually in the beginning, there's not much joy. Too bad. That's why sometimes those who come from Samatha to Vipassana, they feel very uncomfortable. Can't take it. Oh, tired, tension, pain here and there, nothing to see. So by evening all flat already. Whereas when you do samatha, do it nicely also. Of course, there are still tiredness, but the body is quite pleasant. You don't need to run from one object to another object. No need to search. No need to chase the object. So it's quite, in a way, quite pleasant. But nevertheless, as I said, this joy, whenever it comes up, sometimes you do not know how it comes up. It just comes up because of your nature, because of your certain nature that you have, or maybe because of your past wholesome karma that you have done. Then you always experience some kind of pleasant feeling. Some pleasant feelings for you, For other people, don't have. No, we don't do enough lah. Maybe good deeds. So these people, maybe they do a lot of good deeds. A lot of times they experience a lot of pleasant things. So even in the vipassana, also this type of joy it comes up. But the problem is that when they are not careful, they get attached to it. Then they get attached to it. They forget about all their vipassana objects. Although joy is an object, is a mental object. If they happen to note it as joy, 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 noting, 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 keep on noting, then they are okay. They are still in a vipassana, this one. But the moment that you don't notice them and you just enjoy them, just let it like calm and you just feel good and you do not want to note anything anymore, that means the craving is in the background already. The grasping is already starting already. So the attachments begins. So when the attachment begins, if the yogi is not checked, if the yogi is still ignorant, get attached to it, thinking that this joy is a kind of like a good progress, a deep progress. In a way, there is a progress, but they think that the progress is supposed to be just having joy, not nothing. There is in the Visuddhimagga, or even what the Buddha mentioned, that's called purification of what is path and what is not path. Magga, what is already forgot. What is path and what is not path? Purification of what is path and what is not path. Here, again, this is exactly what it means. What is path and what is not path? That's what the Buddha says. You see, what is not path is when they get attached to the joy or attached to the calmness and so on. A few other things also, even lights, come in. So they get attached to those things. They thought that this is supposed to be the progress. And they get attached to it and they form all kinds of thinking and all their pride and all their ego. And they think that they are better yogi than other people, wonderful yogi, thinking that they are much more better. Even sometimes they think that they are better than the teachers. The teachers also do not have all these types of joy and so on. So all kinds of wrong thinking starts coming in, which is connected to actually sometimes a lot of their pride, mana, the strong pride, the ego. Now, with that ego, with that wrong thinking, then it's because you keep on doing it again and again, it creates into the worst one is the wrong view. The wrong view, that means they already believe that this is a progress, or believe that this is nibbana, or believe that this is jhana. So when they have that wrong view developed in them, then it's very hard to undo. It's very hard to undo unless there's some very strong, powerful somebody or some experiences then only perhaps they can drop the whole wrong view. If not, it's very difficult. Because wrong view is so much more deeper than the ego. Some people got ego, somewhere they meditate, they think that they are better than others and so on, but they don't have wrong view yet. But there are some people that goes into wrong view, and that's terrible. And once they have wrong view, then the thing is that they want to share that wrong view, or they think that is the right view to a lot of people, to meditate, to get all these types of joy, feelings, and so on. They're out there. There's a lot of them. A lot of them. You all just have to be careful. So this is one area. Don't get attached to them. This is called Vipassana Upakilesa. One of the Vipassana Upakilesa. Now, so a lot of times that type of joy, you do not know when it comes. You don't know when it comes. But there are, in the meditation, you exactly know how it will come. That also we need to address it also. We need to look into it too. Now I said that during in the practice, in the Vipassana practice, there are types of joy. It comes due to the nature of how you do your practice. And then sooner or later, you kind of like able to connect the whole thing through. That means you know how it's going to come. One of it is, it's the sensation of the body. Okay, one of it is the sensation of the body. That day, I think on Monday or I give you a short briefing that sometimes the body starts to move. The body starts to move, and that also, the joy also can be connected to it. Not necessarily all the time it is due to joy, but joy is one of the things that it may create the whole the body moves. All right. Now, a few things that we have to know what to do, how to overcome it, and how to keep the mindfulness alive. Because if not, the mindfulness will start dropping away. Now, now, normally, what we see, these type of things, it's more often in the yogis comparatively to the 5 types of joy. The 5 types of joy, yes, once in a while we do notice that. But the one that I'm going to talk about, it happens in a lot of yogis, in fact. Actually, all yogis, one time or another, your body will move on during in the sitting. There's some kind of movement can be quite strong. Now, usually what happens is this. During in the beginning of the sitting, let's say we talk about sitting first. Later we talk about the one in the walking. Now let's say in the sitting, you begin with the sitting, and this time, let's say there are rising, falling becomes quite clear. It's not like in the beginning of your meditation. In the beginning of your meditation, there may be sometimes like something clear, sometimes not clear, sometimes this one, but this time, no. You sit down, the objects are clear to you. It moves, it changes, and it's going here and there. And then in the sensation of the body, also you notice that it is also is happening, that all these sensations are moving here and there. The sensations are moving here and there. And then what happened is that this type of sensation, it starts to like push different direction. It starts like push. And as if like there is a lot of wind element that is pushing on the the stomach area, sometimes on the chest area, sometimes on the shoulders area, sometimes on the left, sometimes on the back. Sometimes like on the hips also, it comes up. Depending on each and every one can be very different. But certain area, it becomes more prominent. Where are you? No, not you. Sit lah, Ijak. Sit lah, a little further, a little bit. Yeah. Okay. So as I said, this type of sensation, sometimes to some yogis, actually, when it comes to a certain time, certain of this sensation can be strong in actually many yogis when they notice those type of things. Now, this type of pressure, in the beginning, you can notice it. And it's quite clear and it's quite interesting actually, because it's like moving here and there for you to see. It's moving here and there, and you can follow it. You feel good. Then after a day or two, because due to the mindfulness is getting stronger, the mindfulness is getting stronger and stronger. Objects, as I said, everything becomes magnified, becomes clearer. And what happens is that these objects, when you notice it, the pushing object, let's say, it starts to push even stronger. And even stronger, this time, it starts to move the body. Yeah. In the firstly, when you sit down, you close your eyes and you meditate, there's nothing there yet. Then it progresses, getting stronger and stronger. You cannot take it anymore that the whole body is like, it comes there and then, then it push you forward, then you see you push that, Then it goes forward, it goes side, it goes back, Sometimes in the beginning part, it may not be that frequent. It may be just one time. After a while again, I push you again. After another time, I push you again. It push you. You know what is going on. Your mind is still alert. Well and good. Okay. But as it develops, this changes becomes more stronger and it's going to push somewhere, and the body starts going to move more frequently. That means it's going to move, then just stop for a while, and then it move again, then stop for a while, it move again, then stop for a while, it move again, then move again. And then after that, later on, then you become continuous moving. Then you sit down, ding dong, here and there. Now, what happened is right now, is that due to the body is start moving, the body is become more continuous, then the internal pushing, it becomes less dominant already. It becomes less dominant. It's still there, it's still there actually, but it's less dominant due to the nature of the body is moving. So this time the body starts moving. The body starts moving. And when it starts moving, that is where the joy comes in. Because the more that you move, it feels like the body, no pain, no tension, no aches on it all. And the more that you move, you song. The more that you go, it feels so good. All the tiredness, it seems like it's gone. It feels like it's your whole body, it's like refresher, as if like you've gone through a good massage or exercise, as if like it's trying to massage your anywhere that's painful for you. Try to swing you a bit here and there, and then if you forget about your mindfulness and your noting, then you enjoy the body start moving already just like the day when I said the person sitting and then they're jumping on something like that. They start with all the body movement and they don't control it, and they feel that it's good and it's nice. So now here has become feel quite thrilled, exhilarated, elated, they feel good about themselves, all these movements that is taking place. And then they keep on doing, they keep on doing. And then all kinds of bodily movement will start coming in. After left, right, front, and then here, as I said, some people, the head just bobbing up and down. And then there are these people who starts to roll on the floor. Roll on the floor. They go into a trance, and then they go, there are people like that. It start off with they start off with nothing. They start off with paying attention to it, but they forgot after that. The joy starts to take over, the movement starts to take over, the body feels good. But then, of course, these type of things, when it happens, other yogis could see them. And then it's quite fast. Other yogis know that this is something wrong. Perhaps they have gone to tell the teachers will have come and then, ask her or ask him to stop already, And it's quite easy. It's quite easy to notice because this is quite a very strong, clear movement of the body. Hmm? But as I said, compared to let's say the cocoon type of joy, the body is not moving. Then the one catch hold and do it. Outside you're sitting straight, you're sitting nice and pleasant, and nobody knows. So this one, the body, at least it moves on, and then at least we can catch it. So, but make sure that you don't go until that much. Talk about the rolling on the floor. But this one is not due to joy. This one is due to, I think, tension. Many years ago, 25 years ago, maybe, or here, Sada Nyaya Ponika was teaching at that time. He was teaching here. I was sitting somewhere there, And then there's one yogi, he was sitting at the back, somewhere at Brother Tio's place. Then after that, from there, he somersault, roll on the floor, roll until right here. From the back, roll until right here. I just sit there, I see, wow. This is, I think, because there is already like some mental issue also, and also just came out from exam, university exam. After finish exam, all the tension is still there, perhaps, and then come to do meditation, and here, meditate, grow, meditate, betahan, explode, and then do all this sort of thing. Luckily, there was a doctor here, and then quickly give him tranquilizer and ask him to go and sleep. After a day or two, just settle down and send him back. Cannot meditate. But this one is not due to joy. But other places, I've seen people just not rolling on the floor, but already like falling on the floor, but still go round and round on the place, go around like that. So because we could see it, we can ask the helpers or the siders or something to come and quickly catch hold of them, before they go into too much these type of things. So these type of things we've seen it in many other centers. These type of things we've seen in other centers, because the joy, especially the joy, when it develops, is not noted. It's not noted. And here, normally, all these type of things, if you are noticing it, then, as I said just now, the body starts moving. Now, what can we do with that? What can we do with that? How are we going to overcome it? Because the more that you're going to shake the body, the more that you're going to move the body, you're not able to go into much more deeper concentration anymore. One of the factor of You cannot go into a deeper concentration or deeper mindfulness is because the body is moving. In the text, in the commentary, it says that dukkha is concealed by the movement of the body. Dukkha, is concealed by the movement of the body. So you see, for example, we don't realize it whenever we watch TV at home or we hear or wherever, as long as we are not meditating, once the leg get some sour feeling, we already like already start fidget the body a little bit. If there's itchiness, what do we do? Unmindfully, we already scratch already. Then if you are watching TV, you feel a bit tired, you already lie down on the sofa. We just one after another, we move the body again and again in order to be away from all the physical suffering. So too, here, when we move the body a lot, then the body tends, the noting mind tends to shake off from all this movement. You begin to shake off from all these things. You don't want to pay attention to all these type of things. Then it covers up all the deeper aspect of truth. So you have to keep the body still. Yeah. So in other words, this time, when the body is shaking, and it's sometimes for some yogis, for a certain period of time in their practice, this type of shaking can be quite obvious. So what a yogi should do when it happens in this way? Now here, when it happens, if you are not sure whether the body is moving or not, then open up your eyes. Open up your eyes. But you keep the mindfulness as best as you can, You slowly, just gently open up your eyes, see whether actually the body is moving or not. Yeah? See whether the body is moving. If a few times you close your eyes and then after that you notice that there's a lot of pressure, pushing, and so on, then it is okay as long as the body is not moving. Sometimes there might be a little movement taking place. You open up your eyes, then there be a minute little movement. When you look at it, when you use a physical eye to look at it, you see that there's nothing much. But when you close your eyes, it's as if like it's the war inside going on, a boom, pum, like everything is hitting each other. But you open up your eyes, it's just a little bit. That one is okay. That one is okay. Yeah, that one is slightly movement. That's not a problem. But as I said, it can become more and more. It can start to become more. So you have to be alert. Whenever it's going to start moving a little bit more, especially the type of movement of the body is continuous one. That means it's going and then it's keep on going. That time, if it is getting too much, you have to make an intention to stop the body. You have to make a strong determination to stop the body from moving. But the internal movements, you have to let it be as much as possible. It's a something that you have to learn, this thing. Something that you have to learn. And it's going to come in like a lot of yogis, or almost every yogi will come in. So you keep your body still. You make a determination to keep your body still, and but then the internal one, you don't stop it now. You let it fight. You let it push. You let it pull you or tense up or whatever like is going on inside there. You keep it as clear as you can, because these are your Vipassana objects. These are your Vipassana objects that is going through very clearly. So don't let the body follow its momentum. Follow its rhythm. Sometimes You follow the rhythm, that means you go the pressure push left, the body go left. The pressure go right, you go right. If you go pressure 3 times on the left, the body is going to shake 3 times to the left. So don't follow its rhythm. But once in a while, if you happen to notice it, like suddenly there's a strong pushing, it comes, and then the body moves a bit or jerk a little bit. Then after that, it stops. It didn't come. Then later, maybe like 5 or 10 minutes again, it comes again. And that one, not to worry about it because it is not continuous. All right? That one is not continuous. Because that time, you don't even know when it comes. You don't even know. It pops up out of nowhere, a very strong sensation of the wind element. It just come in and it push you. You know it happened, but the moment you want to start noting more of it, it's already gone. So you cannot do anything. So that one is not a problem. No? It happens like one time and then it stop, and then after it happened one time, it stop again. That one is quite fine. The one you have to be careful is the continuous movement of the body. Right? The continuous movement of the body, that one, it will lead into more and more types of joy. You will lead into more and more types of joy. That one can be dangerous. Can be very dangerous. So don't fall into that. Don't fall into that type of category. So let me repeat again. As long as the body is not moving much, once in a while it comes, it's not a problem. It's the one that is continuous moving one that you got to make a determination to stop it. You make a determination to stop it, then your noting mind, you bring it back to the internal objects to notice how all this pressure is happening inside there. Sometimes for some yogis, you have to look for it for a little bit while there they are. Sometimes it is not so clear. Sometimes it's really clear to certain yogis. It's all different because there's always something is pushing internally there. So this is how you watch it. If not, it turns into bodily movement and together with the joy, and then sometimes can be quite difficult to overcome. This is one thing. In the sitting. In the walking, once in a while, these things also can pop up also. Wow, today warm. Anyway, now let's talk about the walking also. In the walking, this type of joy that comes up in the walking is less to the yogis. Now, once in a while, some yogis may feel it, but the one that is moving of the body during the sitting, that one more yogis will feel it. But in the one in the one in the walking one is less. Now, in the walking one, sometimes once in a while also, similar principle, similar thing that I'm going to talk about just now, like what I talked about in sitting, there's a similar thing that's happening in the walking for some yogis, not all, but some. Sometimes you walk, right step, left step, right step, left step. Suddenly there's a pressure that comes in, your legs swing a little bit. Boom. walk, swing a little bit, And that one, as I said, it's not still a problem, because it happens sporadically here and there. So it seems like sometimes it kicks a little bit further. If it's kicked a little bit further, that is not a problem yet. Some people they really kick high they kick to the left. They kick to the as I said, some of them they kick like a horse. One leg up somehow or another the certain elements certain of the elements becomes much more stronger. But some yogis they're very funny the way they walk. They do walking like they are doing kung fu like that. They purposely like step super far. People step about 1 feet like that, They step us up. Like, and they want to do that. I don't know. I want to know. They purposely do. Yeah, people like that. No, just you look at you walk, you walk next to them. You cannot meditate already. You want to laugh or you want to look at them. Once in a while, this type of people do exist. Some kind of weird walking. Oh, that's just it. Anyway, so once in a while, sometimes there are some yogis that their feet and the pressure and the wind element it push a little bit stronger than this one than before. As I said, once in a while it doesn't matter. Yeah, you notice it's already like going back into the normal walking pace, or walking way of normally you walk one, and then okay. But sometimes it comes in more frequent. It's going to kick. After a step, I kick again. Then step, kick again. Then after that, something kick again. Now, if you don't careful, then it's going to kick very, more violent. But this time again here, you can see it. Because this time you're walking, your eyes is open. And you can see that actually your leg is already like going a bit too much. Then if it's a bit too much, you find it is too much and then bring it back to this one. If it's just too far, again here, it's like you must learn whether it's too much or just a little bit. Also, sometimes there are some yogis, when they walk, their feet actually like a lot of vibration. And then, I mean, this is sound effect. Of course, when they do it, they don't have anything. No, it keep on vibrating there, and then it keep on, and then somebody else actually you can see them that there a lot of vibration is going on, and yet they can still walk, and yet they can still going on, and then they can go on a slower speed or a faster speed. Whenever they walk, is always the whole leg is like ding ding bang bang ding ding bang bang like that. Then other yogis they look at them, can they walk like that one? Can they walk in such a way that so much of vibration is going on? What is happening in the mind? Once in a while, yogis, this type of yogis do exist, but not that many times. So when it happens, when this happens, before you stop it, this type of things, just check and see, if this vibration happening, if you still walk within your lane, then okay. Some people, as the pleasantness comes up, the joy comes up in their walking, because they can able to feel good, the mind elated, thrill. They can walk to other people's lane, then they walk to other people's lane, and then they walk back, and then as if like their whole body become quite buoyant. They just go around, go around. I've seen yogis, again here, whether they are joy or not, whether they know how to meditate or not. People are walking straight up and down like that. I don't know a number of people. And then this one go vertical, and they cut across everybody. People are walking, he go in front of them, and then go at the back of them, and then after go in front, and then it's very disturbing. This type of yogis are very disturbing. So they do all these type of things, and they don't realize that they are disturbing other yogis. Now, that back again to that vibration type of things. Now, if you're able to notice it, as this vibration and be quite strong, before you try to stop it, anything, pay attention to it first. Because sometimes inside that vibration, there's also patterns of how it vibrates also. Sometimes, sometimes it may look random to the outside people, but to you, there's a pattern of how it vibrates. People can't see that, of course. Then you lift up, pushing. Sometimes the vibration, it may goes from soft, it becomes stronger, and then it stop. Again, it's come up soft, and then it gets stronger. Every time you do it, there's a pattern in its vibration. So sometimes the vibration may be just like every time it vibrates, it push to the side a bit. It vibrate, push to the side a bit. Again, here, there's a pattern into it also. So if that happens, pay attention to it first. Don't stop it yet, but maybe go further away from other people to meditate, to walk. Yeah. Because that one can be quite disturbing to other yogis. Everything is soft and still, and here your leg is all you know, that can be quite disturbing. So if so happens to you, if in this case, then try to go and find more remote area, less people, then you can vibrate a little bit, whatever you want. As long as, again here, walk at your own path and don't let it start to go into other people's path. Once it starts to go into other people's path, then you have to stop the whole body already. Or the next thing is that it becomes vibrate too violently. Then starting is just a little bit of vibration and you can notice it. It doesn't create a lot of falling over or toppling and so on. And then still all right, still keep noticing. But if the leg is starting to go into like a lot of shakiness, and then your whole body is starting to swing and so on. That one, you feel that it's a bit too much already. Then again, you make a determination to stop it. You make a determination to stop the whole bodily movement already. As long as it's settled in the feet area a little bit, then it's fine. It's settled in the area, in the feet area, then it's okay. It's still okay. So be careful. So here again, as I said, if you don't watch it, all this internal vibration, then it's going not to become very clear. Then the external kicking and so on become very interesting to you to notice. And then again here, the mind becomes, the joy comes in, the elation comes in, and then therefore the mind get attached to it. Then it's not so easy for you to meditate. Yeah. So these things also come in some yogis too. What else? There's also another one. This one is usually connected to the beginners, very much to the beginners. Sometimes there are instruction in the Vipassana, there are sometimes instruction in the Vipassana. Okay, y'all sit down. Sit down already, huh? Okay, watch your rising and falling. Supposed to be like, or any other form of meditation. First of all, before you watch your rising falling, before you watch your rising falling, put a smile in your face. Then you put a smile in your face. Keep it smiling, right? Keep it smiling. So you keep it smiling there. You keep it smiling. And then what happened is that, of course, when you keep it, the smiling is that you force a little bit of smiling. There's also a little bit of joy coming in. Yeah? Because you try to keep the smile there. And what happened is that when they watch, let's say they are given the objects to notice to what is going on, and then they watch rising and falling. After that, they watch still smiling a lot. Then rising and falling, still smiling a lot. Keep the smile there. Then smile and then rising, falling. Or they do any form of metta or anything, Sometimes for some people, they like it. But actually, in the deeper aspect of meditation, there's no smiling there. You don't always go and look at your smile, do you? We don't do it. We don't do it anymore. That means your whole facial expression will come to like everybody will come to like No smile, because your attention is not there in the face. Your attention is in the body, in the legs, and everything. Then because of that gloominess of the environment, feels so. There's some teachers that say, "Ayo, the whole place, everybody is so like that." Okay, put a smile in your face, then everybody smile. So that your meditation, everybody is not so dull and so gloomy. Then to them, this is like, outside looks good now, when people come, oh, these yogis are so happy. You see, they are so light and happy, they can smile and have a little bit of joy and thrill. Habis, the whole meditation gone. Because again here, if you don't let go of that smile, then every time you're going to watch, you're going to time you want that smile to be there. Even you want the smile to be there. So say be careful. If you are doing metta or karuna or any form of samatha meditation also, not to worry about the smile too much. I think sometimes there are teachers, as I said, there are teachers who recommend these type of things. But to me, normally, I never, not normally, never do all these type of things. Because if you want the yogis to go further, then you got to forget about all these other things. Let whatever facial expression that you have, then just meditate on your meditation objects, whether it's a metta object, whether it's a vipassana object, whether it's karuna object, whether it's this or that object. Just make sure you pay attention to those objects. So something like that on the beginning part of things. Usually, normally, even I saw it in the recently, not too long ago. The monk supposed to be a teacher. Was supposed to be a teacher. He comes into the hall. Every of the yogi looks so dull. And then next day he gave the instruction. Everybody put a smile in your face because you all look so dull. I say, whatever their reasons are. So this is not the way, this is not the type of joy that we are looking for. This is not the purposely you arouse that area of the joy. Yeah? So we arouse the area of the joy in the Vipassana area of the joy is that a balanced joy, a not too much type of joy, is the joy that you're able to note your object. That the joy and the noting comes together. Right? It comes together. And in the joy, when the joy comes in, the piti comes in, when you take note of your object, there's an interest in the interest. There's a pleasurable interest of the object. Sometimes you note something new. Sometimes even the pain itself gives you joy. Although it's so painful, because now the pain is changing, is this way, that way, and you've never seen it before. You feel so good. Pleasurable interest. There's an interest noticing it in the mind, but the suffering in the body. Interesting, isn't it? So that type of joy is what we want. It's in the balanced state of joy. It comes with the noting, paying attention to what is going on. So whether it's rising and falling, whether it's lifting, pushing, dropping, the mind is interested in noticing them. So that type is the balanced type of joy. But take note that this type of joy, pleasurable interest, does not come every time. Sometimes it comes. Sometimes it's like in the background. It's not so prominent. Sometimes it's like your noting is quite flat, but you're still noting. Now, as long as you're noting, that means the progress is still going on. If you're not noting, and then you just sit there enjoying, and then there's nothing for you to progress anymore. Okay? All right. That's it. That's it for tonight. Okay. All right. Let's share merits. Idang me bhavanang nibbanasa pachayo hotu. May my mental cultivation be a condition for the realization of nibbana. Imang no punya bagang sabba satanang dema. We share these merits with our departed ones, with all beings and all the devas. Sabbe satta sukhi hontu anumodantu. May all beings be happy. May they rejoice in these merits. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.